Welcome to another episode of the Nashville Dads. This week we covered a lot, so get ready. We talked about reading books to your kids, going on dates, going to kid art shows, the first dad walk, prepping your kids for adventures, and trying to do house projects. We hope you enjoy. I guess you haven't had this yet, but whenever you start reading your kids books and you try to start talking in a silly voice, and your kids are like, no silly voices.
Oh, okay.
Really?
Really?
Yeah.
I thought they would love it.
Yeah, right? They should. No, my kids, not a fan.
No, they're more serious.
No, they just don't want me to have fun. They aren't being serious. They're just like, are you enjoying yourself? Stop.
I need to come over and listen to them because that's hilarious.
They're like, no silly voices.
They'll slap you as well.
Well, I mean, yeah, but I probably deserve the slap, so I actually take it seriously. You just gotta know your audience.
They got you wrapped around their finger.
I still talk in them. I just change it. It's just if you talk like in a very stereotypical voice, then they notice it. But if you do more like subtle ones, then they don't. Like so, you gotta ease into it. If you go right out the gate, then they'll notice it. But if you just like start drawing it out more and being like, how like to be like the cat in the hat, or just do like so this halfway through the sentence, change your voice inflection. Because I clearly need to be more entertained by the book than they do. So
yeah.
That's really what I'm there for.
Well, have fun with it. I'm going to have fun with it.
I try to have fun with it.
You have fun with it.
I think I have the most stereotypical voices ever, and then I talk in them. So, that's what I do to my kids to torture them.
Yeah. I'm not at that point yet.
No, you're not. You can do it, but
she just
smile
stares at you. Yeah, and just smiles and be like, I have no idea what you're saying, but...
Do you try to read her books?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We have like the Hunger Caterpillar,
cool.
The Brown Bear.
Brown Bear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then a few other like books that are maybe like 5 to 10 pages long, that are the hard cardboard ones that they can't...
board books.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we've got like the full version of the Winnie the Pooh.
Oh.
That when she's older, we're going to read to her.
It's interesting because like in a lot of those kids' books, they're trying to put like a full story into like 15 pages that makes sense and also a kid is interested in. So it's the range you get. Because you get some books and it's like baby sounds. What's this page? It just says cling, clang, cling, clang. Next page is honk, 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 honk. And the next page is like, and then like the next book is like Frog and Toad, which is like fully developed stories for like 5-year-olds.
Yeah. Yeah. Like one of the books is like, where's your eyes at?
Yeah.
Where's your knees at? But she likes it because then when we're actually saying where's your knees at, we'll like touch her knees and then she'll laugh.
Well, and then there's like the moment where you say where are your eyes, and then they actually point to their eyes because you've done it so much.
Oh man, I can't wait for that. I can't wait for her to like actually process and know what I'm saying. Because right really now fun. It's still. I have no idea what you're saying.
Just the big Muppet smile.
Yeah.
And you're like, this is really cute. Do you guys make like book reading part of your nighttime routine or nap time routine?
We try to.
Yeah.
But then there are times where she's just so fussy that as soon as we feed her like right at the end of the day before we put her down.
Yeah.
And once we feed her, sometimes she's just wants to be out.
She's done.
Yep.
I feel like I'll notice that, if we got to put like Josh down for a nap, I'll try to like sway and hold him and like hum a song or something like that.
Yeah.
And you like start to do the first couple of bars. You're like, twinkle. Nope, you don't want this. All right.
Yeah.
I'll just put you down and walk away.
Yep. And sometimes as soon as you get done with that bottle, she'll like just...
just like body goes stiff. And you're like, okay, I think you're good.
You don't want me to hold you anymore, so I'm going to put you down. Speaking of not sleeping, I will tell you about last night. We went to Mercy Lounge, the Wildfellers concert, which was awesome. I started listening to them in 2013, but they were at the Mercy Lounge. For those of you that don't know, Mercy Lounge is closing down.
Like a month.
May 19th, I think, is the last. So I don't know who else is really playing there, but if you want to, go get a ticket and listen to them. It's going to be a sad day.
It will be.
The High Watt and the Cannery Ballroom are all closing down.
Did you ever see a show at High Watt?
I have not. I've seen at the Cannery Ballroom. I saw Imagine Dragons.
Nice.
And then Mercy Lounge. I had a lot of friends that worked at Bread and Company with me that were all in bands.
Yeah.
So we would go see them play at Mercy Lounge. And my friend Tyler always loved to go there, so I used to go there quite a bit. But Wild Feathers concert was awesome. It was just me and Haley. We went on a date. Granny, her mom, watched Ada.
That's fun. Have you guys done the... you only have one kid, so it's a little different. The we should go on a date where you both like you figure out childcare to go on a date, and the whole time you're like, oh, we're on a date. Like it's like, and it's like the energy of like, hey, we should go on a date. Not like, and it's not like as romantic because you're like, oh, we should go on a date.
Yeah.
But it's not like the like, no, I want to go on a date. It's like, oh, we should go on a date. Everyone keeps like all your friends like, I want to watch your kids. I want to watch your kids. I want to watch your kids. And you're like, fine, I'll go on a date. God, I don't like.
Yeah, I think it was actually the first time our grandparents came to stay with us. And they were like, you need to go out on a date. Because I guess they just wanted to play with Ada by themselves.
Which is also really sweet and really good intentions.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
But we were so tired.
Yeah.
That we didn't even... We were like, why don't you just play with the kids? We'll just sleep in our bed. Just
Can
give
I go
us...
watch an uninterrupted episode of TV for 30 minutes? Because that'd be great.
Sleep and not have to worry about getting up if she cries.
Yeah.
Because you guys can handle it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it wasn't the most romantic. It was just us just getting out of the house finally. But it was at Lefty and Poncho's.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was a good restaurant.
Good.
But going back to
anyway,
last night,
sorry.
Wild Feathers concert, awesome. Their wives like basically stepped in front of me and Haley, and there was a dude that was like 6'5" that was with them, and the wife turned around, noticed that we were like, what the heck, and they're like, oh, sorry about that, get up in front of us. So
yeah,
actually they started talking to us. She was like, yeah, I'm the wife of I can't even remember his other name, and then the bass player is Joel. His wife was there as well, but it was really cool. Got in front, had a great time. It was their last concert there because that's where they actually started, was at the cannery. And then for their encore, they actually went in the middle of the audience, and then played a song.
That's cool.
So it was awesome.
That's
it was a great time, and that was by far one of the best concerts.
That's cool.
I had a great time with it.
And then you got home and were like,
oh yeah,
I hope Ada doesn't wake up to her.
And she did.
Yeah, of course she did.
Yeah, but luckily it wasn't my night.
Yeah. That's
sorry, Haley.
Sorry.
Yeah. So no, literally, we got back probably around, I'd say like 11:30. So that was the latest we'd stayed out for.
I mean, to me that's a very late night.
Oh man, it was like 9 o'clock, and we looked at each other like, are we gonna be able to make it?
Yeah.
And then the Wild Feathers came out, and we're like, oh, okay, yeah.
Energy got brought back up.
Oh yeah. But then towards the end, my legs were killing me. Her feet were killing her. She was wearing some heels, which at Mercy Lounge,
cement and heels don't go well together.
It's standing, so like, don't have a place to sit. But we powered through, came home, and literally within 15 minutes, Ada started crying.
Yeah, of course. And
then she was able to soothe her. Then I think it was about 2 o'clock. Just kept on, off and on, off and on. She was like, "Oh my God, I'm so tired. Just let me sleep." But finally, she got down, and I think it was probably around 6 or 7 that she finally got back up. But yeah, so I was like, "I'll take today." Yeah. So the majority of the time, I've been doing a lot of it, but Haley was just like, "I'm not gonna be able to go to sleep during the day." Yep. She was like, "But I appreciate you." I appreciate your sentiment. It's not going to help or work. Yeah. But hey, at least you try. I hear what you're offering. Yeah. Yeah. What'd you do this weekend? Not kid related, but I think that's the time whenever I realized how old I'm getting is that I can't stand on cement for very long anymore. Like, if I go to a show, I figure out when the openers will probably be over and go just for the headliner. Yeah. Because anymore, like going to Mercy, going to Exit In, and I'm like, what do you do? Well, I stood on cement for 3 hours, and then the band I wanted to see started. What'd you do?
I think my calf was getting a cramp, so I had to go to the vet. Like,
yes, that was really my calf was getting a cramp. I was like, oh my God.
I should have worn running shoes to go to a show. Are you moving? No, I'm just standing still on cement for like 5 hours.
My knees and back.
My knees and back are really achy right now.
What was really funny, though, is so I always thought of the Wildfellers as having kind of a my generation or my age group following. Mm-hmm. But for the most part, everybody there was older than us.
Like in their 40s?
It was 40s, 50s, and I mean, some of them had to have been in their 60s.
That's fascinating.
And I was like, I feel like the dynamics of this band has changed.
Just like, oh, interesting. Good for them. Well, those people actually have money, so it's actually in their favor.
That is true. But tickets were only $25, so that was good. Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think there's one time I was in my 20s and I was at like a house show, like in a basement, and like someone left a beer bottle on the ground. So I like bent over to like pick it up because I was like, oh, I don't want someone's going to step on this beer bottle. And I like bent down to do it. And then I went to stand back up and I was like, oh, that was not smooth. Like I like tumbled over a little bit because my legs were just stiff because I hadn't moved them in like an hour and a half. And then I'm like, falling over onto people. And I'm like, are you okay, man? I'm like, I'm actually not even vaguely buzzed.
Yeah.
I just can't stand for this long anymore.
I swear I'm not drunk.
And I'm sorry. But hey, no one's going to trip on this glass bottle anymore. Is that good?
I could totally see you doing that.
Yes, pretty much. Let's see. What did I do this weekend? This will be my positive for the podcast. So Holly's in kindergarten, and she has a pretty good art teacher. And her art teacher submitted one of her drawings. Every year, there's like the Frist, the art gallery in town. They display children's artwork every year. So Holly's picture was selected to be
awesome.
Shown at the Frist.
Has it already been shown?
Yeah, so it starts, it's like a gallery. So it's like April 7th until May 12th. They just have like a bunch of schools around town to just have them on display. It's like on the second floor of the Frist. It's just like in a hallway. So yeah, we like got free tickets to go, was part of it. So my parents came into town. So we went there yesterday and went and looked at her artwork hanging in an art museum.
Sweet.
That's pretty cool.
That is. You should be proud.
I am. It's so like it's really cool because she like drew a landscape. So she drew like a grass and like a tree and some clouds and like animals running around in it.
Heck
and yeah. It's something where like she naturally likes to draw, so we try to give her a lot of space to draw. My sister-in-law is an art teacher, so like a lot during the pandemic we would FaceTime her and like she would draw with her or alongside her.
Give her techniques and
or just be like, hey, that's great. Just encouragement, honestly. Yeah. I think whenever you're young in something, you honestly, it's not so much like you need someone to tell you how to be better. You just need someone to tell you that what you're doing is fun and cool. Yeah. And then you'll start to care and then you'll worry about that.
Positive encouragement.
I think so, or like if you start something and someone's like, oh, that's wrong. Like I'm not probably going to go back and do it very easily. But if you're like, hey, this is cool, keep trying it out.
You're doing it wrong.
Yep.
No, don't do that.
Yeah. Where it's like, no, man, let me, like, if I am to make a new recipe and someone would stand there over my shoulders and be like, oh, you're doing that? Or you're doing that? You're doing that? I'd be like, cool, I'm not either going to, next time you come over, I'm not going to make this, or I'm just not going to make it again because the entire experience is so nitpicky.
Go away.
Yeah, pretty much. So that's my positive. That's what we did a lot of yesterday was go down to the Frist. Parents were in town. They stayed with us for the night. And, walked around and like I don't think I've been to the Frist in like before having kids, so like 6 or 7 years.
Yeah, it had been a long time.
Yeah.
So for that free admission, did you get to go for the entire Frist?
It did, but
cool.
We still had a 4 and a 6-year-old. So we walked to the part that had Holly's artwork, and then we walked through like one section, and they have a kids section that's really interactive.
Yeah.
And we just went to that. So we only saw like.
By that time, it was a meltdown, or
from just like what am I going to do? I'm going to make you walk through an art gallery and be like, no, stand behind that line. No, don't touch that. No, walk behind that line. That person standing in the corners to make sure you don't touch stuff. Yeah, don't touch. Like, no, just don't put yourself in a situation where you're going to scream at your kids.
Yeah.
We walked through one section so they could at least know what it was like, and it wasn't very complex art. And then it was like, okay, cool. Now let's go to the kids section because that's what you want to do.
Yep. Awesome. I didn't know they had a kids section.
They do.
Man, it has been so long, but
until
I highly recommend going there.
Yeah, until Ada's like 4 or 5, the kids section. I don't know if there's like, they had like, do you know like what stop motion is? Like where you make like a video where you take like a picture.
Yeah.
They had like a thing of that where they had like dolls you could do with it.
Oh, okay.
And they had like a bunch of like that flower vase in the middle somewhere, and they'd easel sit around it so you could like color it and draw like a portrait of it. So it's
so it's actually interactive.
Yes, very interactive.
Okay, cool.
Yes, but like you're not, and they had like a marionette section.
Oh wow!
But like Magnolia's 4, and she kind of understood what was happening.
Yeah.
So like,
okay, so I got some years. I want to do that. The Adventure Science Center. I think that'll be a fun thing. Probably 4 years old again.
The Adventure Science Center is my favorite during the summer because even though the zoo is so much fun, like whenever it is 95 degrees outside and you know your kid wants to go somewhere for like an hour or two, I'm like, I don't want to be sweaty. Let's go somewhere that's air conditioned. I'll be better. I'll be nicer.
Yeah.
So let's do that instead.
I'm one of those people that I love the hot weather. It cannot be too hot.
What's your ideal temperature range? I know
I'd
it's a big question. This is our first date.
It is. High 80s, early 90s.
Oh, okay.
Or low 90s. No, I mean, I hate the cold.
Really?
I hate the cold.
What's
and I could be
cold
outside.
to you? Like, what temperature range is cold to you?
60.
Oh.
Yeah.
No.
60, I have to wear a jacket, and I'm just like, oh, it's cold.
So you're saying like 55 and overcast isn't your ideal weather?
No.
Podcast over. See you, man.
Oh, man. That's so depressing. 55 and overcast is so depressing. I need sunlight. Yesterday also, we did the first dad walk.
Oh, yeah, we did do our first dad walk.
Yep. It was just the three of us.
Three dads.
Me, Devin, and Spencer. Another dad from our group of dads in the neighborhood. But yeah, it was a lot of fun, and we had a couple other dads say that they couldn't make it, but they wanted to come. One was actually walking with his kid, and we told him about it, and he was like, "That's awesome.
Yeah.
Sign me up."
Yeah.
And then we got stopped by a grandma.
A grandma. It was real sweet.
We were just walking around. She stops, rolls down the window, and she just said, "I'm a grandma, and I just have to say I love this here.
Really
seeing
sweet.
this, seeing you dads doing this is awesome."
Yeah,
I
it was
like,
very unexpected.
Yeah, that's what I wanted.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's the only thing that was unfortunate was that the first weekend or second weekend in April happened to be 43 degrees,
Yeah.
windy, and like raining a little
Yeah.
bit.
So that's your ideal weather.
Yeah, basically. No wind. No wind. I
No
don't like
wind.
Chicago for that reason. But
You're
yeah.
so picky.
I love the cold. It matches my heart.
Dang. But then today is like 70 degrees and sunny. It was
Yeah, no, today is like
crazy.
If later on the kids are like, let's go to the zoo playground before dinner, I'd be like, yeah, no, it's fantastic outside. We probably should.
Would you do that? Do you guys like just spur the moment?
Yeah, since we live so close to it, and I think we just set the terms beforehand. We're like, all right, guys, we're going for the playground. This is a thing my parents were always really big on, is whenever you go into situations, set the expectations for your kids before you go and do it.
Okay.
So like, hey, we're going to go to the zoo. You guys said you want to go to the playground. We're just going to go for the playground. Do you guys want to see animals? Because if we're going for animals, I need to pack snacks. I need to make sure we have more stuff. And if we're there and you suddenly say, let's go see the animals too, I'm going to be like, oh, I don't have any snacks. I don't want you guys to get hungry. So like, do you guys want us to do the playground, or do you want to do that? And like they're old enough now to actually communicate that. So like, or I think my mom would do that for like going to the grocery store, being like, hey, we're going to the grocery store. I need to get some stuff. Like, it shouldn't take me too long. You know, like just in general, setting expectations is usually, I think, a good idea.
Yeah.
Or like you at least then have like a backbone for your kid to be like, hey, remember I said, you can at least like know how to lead the conversation.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Now, are there instances when you set that expectation, you go there and they're like, and I didn't want to do that. I want to go see the...
Yeah, there is. And then you just kind of you go and do what they want instead is what I usually do. But it's more like, hey, remember earlier whenever I said, I was trying to tell you, we just want to go to the playground, and you don't now. Next time, let's take time to think about if you want to go to the playground or not. Because I just want to make sure we're prepared for how long we're going to be here. I want to make sure we have water. I want to make sure we have snacks. Like, going to just the playground means I won't bring a stroller. I'll be like, all right, kids, we're just going to walk to the playground, run around the playground, then get back in the car. If they're like, let's do playground and animals, that's like, we'll bring all three kids. We need to bring 2 strollers. We need to bring snacks. We need to bring
You
a
need to
diaper
pack.
bag.
You need to plan.
It is the full dad and mom experience
Yeah.
of being prepared for everything. So
Man,
Holly and Magnolia are usually pretty good at that. Magnolia still has some moments where she's like, oh, but I meant this. And it's like, yeah, you're 4. It's hard to express what you want. But I feel like just in general, I feel like friendships are better whenever you say, here are my expectations.
Do you bring Joshua on the spur of the moment?
Yeah. Yeah, we will. But we'll
feel like
normally
that's gonna
be
be
like,
so
if they're
hard.
like, we really want to go, we'll be like, okay, where's Joshua at in his rhythm? Does he need to eat soon? Does he need to, also since we breastfeed, like Heather just will feed him there. So it's different. We don't have to have bottles prepared. We might need some like puffs or like some snacks like that.
Yeah.
But for the most part, it's like, okay, cool. Where is he in his rhythm? Does he really need to take a nap? Should we do that first and then go? But
I guess we just need to do it. That's the thing. We always seem to just like, she's got a nap now. We can't up and do this. Or I feel like we have to plan like a couple days in advance.
No, but also though, like there's sometimes though, like whenever we did the dad walk, I brought Josh with us, and he slept for like 20 minutes and immediately woke up the second I stopped walking, and then didn't take another nap for another like 2.5 hours. So it's like in your head, it's like, okay, cool, like I'll go on the dad walk, and then it's like, okay, since you did that, Josh only slept 20 minutes instead of like 45 minutes to an hour. Yeah. Is that good or bad? It's not ideal. Is it good or bad? We'll figure it out. Yeah. So it seems similar. Like, all right, Ada's about to take a nap. I bet since we walk around at the zoo so much, she will just sleep in the stroller the entire time. And then she'll only sleep for like 15 minutes. And you're like, all right. I think it's not so much to, whenever you do it and things don't go the way you wish they would have, not to in the moment be like, oh, I can't believe this is happening. Just be like, all right, cool. You know what? We tried something. We took a risk. And next time we probably won't take this risk.
Yeah.
Just to, take that like step back.
And just pivot.
Yeah, pretty much. But also, that's third kid. First kid, I don't know. Yeah. Like how much of that we did.
Yeah, I think as time goes on, we'll get more inclined to do spur of the moment things and get a natural rhythm of when we can do.
Well, also as like, does Ada take like 3 naps now or 2 naps?
It's whenever we can get her to nap.
Okay. Josh right now is like around 9. He usually take a nap. If it's like an hour and a half nap, then he probably doesn't take one until like 1:30 or 2. If that's like an hour and a half nap, then he normally doesn't take one at 5. But I'll have some days where like at 9 he only sleeps for like 30 minutes. Yeah. And then at 1 he'll sleep for like 45 minutes. And then at 5 I'm like, you need sleep because your brain needs time to like catch up to you. Yep. So like some days, he takes 2 naps. Some days he takes 3, and I feel like probably could use the 4th somehow. But as they get older, they're like, whenever they're 1, usually they just need an afternoon nap.
Just 1 nap?
Yeah. Usually. It depends kid to kid. Yeah. But by the time they're like 1 or 1-ish, like you can go play at the zoo in the morning, go to the science center in the morning, and just know that like a little bit after lunch, they're going to need to go to sleep and take 1 good, really healthy nap.
How crazy is it? That's 5 months away for both of us.
It is very crazy.
I still can't. I can't even think about it. I can't even fathom. She's going to be 1 in 5 months. Man, you guys are just rocking that garden back there.
That garden life.
Wow.
It's all
I have a disaster in my backyard right now with unfinished posts in the ground.
Yeah, what's it like to, I guess that would be your meh of since last time we hung out, was you trying to do a home project way too quickly and then realizing you did it wrong.
Yeah, I'd say that's the struggle. Yeah. Was, Haley needed to go to the grocery store last Saturday or Sunday. I was in the middle of trying to do 4 posts around our garden.
You were rushing pouring cement.
Yeah, so I could hang the lights and then finish a fence around the garden because our stupid dogs, I love them very much, but jump up in our raised garden beds and dig holes. So I have to do something before we start planting everything.
Yeah, of course. You're trying to eliminate the opportunity to be mad every single day.
Oh my gosh, I'm going to be so furious if they destroy everything. But, so I quickly try to do the poles, put the cement, I do it all incorrectly. I'm just doing a rush job. Yeah. And the next day I go out to check on them and they're just wobbling.
Yeah. They're just like, did I even pour cement in these holes?
So then I got so frustrated that I just pulled them out.
You hulked out.
You should have seen me. I was kind of screaming in the back and just ripped them out and just threw them on the ground. I was like, I'm going to have to do this later, but I'm going to have to take my time. And we had that conversation of, you don't have a whole day to just do whatever you want anymore because you have a responsibility of a kid.
Yep.
So you might have to take something that you were able to do all day or a couple hours and break it up into, okay, I'm going to do this right now. And on my next free time, I'm going to do this. Yeah. So I'm going to have to learn that.
Whenever I built that greenhouse, I literally was like, all right, tonight it's different panels. Tonight I build the front part of it.
Yeah.
What about next week? Next week I build the back half of it. And then one other night that week I will build the door. I'm going to put together all of the parts, so whenever it comes time to assemble, I've already done like 60% of the work. Because if I try to do this all in one day, I'm going to abandon my wife and 3 kids for an entire day. Yeah. And I'm going to do it very badly because I'm going to rush through it because I'm filled with guilt and shame for feeling like I'm abandoning my kids and wife for a full day.
Amen, brother. But the thing is I'm so impatient. That's what I want to do is just, like, if I start something, I want to finish it, and then it bothers me that I can't finish it.
Yeah, of
course.
But
I'm going to have to learn to have those patience. And
it's hard, though. I mean, like, because I think I've mentioned this before. In my head, things never take as long as it does. And that's the real problem. It's not my impatience. It's my inability to acknowledge, oh, this will only take me 30 minutes. It took you 2 hours.
Yeah.
Okay, but it only took me 30 minutes. It didn't take you 30 minutes.
Yeah.
It took you 2 hours. And once I feel like once your brain catches up with, like, hey, this is how long it actually takes you to do stuff now, then you readjust. Then you don't get so impatient. You just tell yourself, all right, today I can buy the cement. What about tomorrow? I can make sure the posts are the length that I want. What about the day after that? I can start to discuss with Haley, how do I get an hour or two to make sure I do this correctly?
Yep. I did not do any of that.
Meh, but you know now. Like,
what else has been going on?
Nothing too much. Just trying to be outside, enjoy the weather. School's over on like May 26th, so it's weird that like summer break is almost here.
Oh, man. So do you guys put them into daycare, or do you keep all 3 of them
at home? We honestly.
So this will be all 3 for the first time, right?
Whenever school is out for Holly, because like when spring break, like there's at least I feel like a day a month in which like school doesn't happen. Like May 3rd, school isn't in session. Like there's always or this upcoming week, Thursday and Fridays off for Holly.
Oh, okay.
So like in a month, there's always like a day or two in which I have all 3 kids.
But it's going to be like 3 months, right?
Yeah, I know. It's different.
That's going to be different.
Yeah, well, we're already like mentally like, oh, we need to plan for this, don't we? I can't just wing this. All right, cool. So
let me know how it goes.
Yeah.
It'll be an interesting... I'm sure you'll be fine.
Yeah, we'll be fine. We'll figure it out. But yeah, no, it's more just, I think we're already mentally like, oh, I can't be casual about this, can I? I should actually plan it and figure it out. I'm bad at planning. I know that might be surprising.
It is surprising because I thought of you as a more responsible type planner.
No, I'm better if there is a plan. I will follow through on it. But if you're like, hey man, create a plan for me, I'll be like, okay. Like the first time I do it, I'll be like, man, I'll figure it out. And then the second time, I'll be like, oh, I did a lot of stuff wrong. I need to do this differently.
Yeah, I'll figure it out.
Yeah, I'll figure it out once I get there. And then like the second time I did it, I'll be like, okay, cool. So these are all the things I did wrong that first time. And if I would have created a plan, I probably would have been better.
Hey, at least you learn from that instead of keep on... Sometimes.
No, but like the zoo example is one of like, oh yeah, there have been times in which we've gone to the zoo. I thought we were just going to the playground. And then they were like, we need animals. And then I don't have enough. I like only brought like 2 peanut butter crackers and then they're hungry halfway through. And I'm like, well, I don't have any food for you. Like, yeah. So like you do that once or twice and then you're like, oh, okay, cool. How do I avoid getting back to the spot? Cool. I bring more snacks. I try to beforehand head it off and be like, hey, do you want to just do playground? Do you want to do like everything? Like what are we looking at here? Because I don't want to have you guys cranky and hungry. And if I would just brought a bag of goldfish, we would have been fine.
Yeah, I would probably be that person of like, okay, we're gonna go in the playground and play. No animals, but I'm gonna pack just in case.
Yeah.
It goes sideways and she does want to go see the animals.
Because your kids will probably change their mind halfway through it, and that's fine. Like I don't expect my kids to fully communicate and know what they're communicating. I just want them to understand, like, hey, there are options, and you're involved in these options, and I want to choose something that you want to do also. Because nothing's worse than being like, all right, kids, we're going to go to the science center. And then they hate me. And then they're like, I want to go to the zoo. Why aren't we at the zoo? And you're like, well, you should have told me to go to the zoo. We would have gone to I'm not actually against you. I want to do something you like.
Yeah, tell me.
And we'll do it.
Communicate with
Oh,
them.
you're only 4 or 6. You only know how to communicate so much. All right, that's cool.
All right.
We heard your kid crying earlier. You should probably check that out.
We should.
Yep.
Say yep.
We really hope you enjoyed that episode. Please make sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at the Nashville Dads. Thanks so much for listening, and we'll catch you next time.